What is up, everyone? MRW talking. My late ass movie review for Logan. Took me a long time to gather my thoughts to critique this movie. This is much different than the previous X films combined. I know that since Days of Future Past and what was the other one? X-Men First Class. Apocalypse, which is sort of okay, but yeah, I mean, those have been well done, well done. And then we get Logan, which is still in the X-Men universe, but stylistically much different than all the other ones in this universe. Logan, as not Wolverine, but Logan, he is worn down. His healing factor isn't what it used to be. Everything hurts. Shit hurts when he even when he talks, it looks as if it hurts. And the portrayal of Wolverine, Logan, is very gritty. This is a much different take on the character. Sometimes you really have to switch up the actors to get this much of a different take on a character like this, but the same actor, Hugh Jackman, gave us a much different take on this character. Supposedly, what was it? Hugh Jackman had a dream, and he sort of dreamt up this world that Logan is in. So, kudos to him for giving us a different take, a different vision on the character as well as the universe. Patrick Stewart, Professor X, old, tired, he's weathered. He has difficulty controlling his abilities down to the point where it affects others and they have to keep him isolated from other people. That was very interesting. You know, it definitely has me thinking as to like what happens when the other powerful characters in this universe, when they get older, when they develop a chronic illness, how would that affect their abilities? I'm thinking about like Jean Grey, as she is a telekinetic. What would happen if she couldn't control her abilities? Yeah, quite interesting. I think going forward in this universe, they should give us more of that. What happens when these characters cannot control their abilities? Speaking of control, the pacing was controlled very nicely. Again, this movie is very reminiscent of Fury Road, in that not so much in that it's nonstop action, but the pacing was so perfect. Between the dialogue and the action scenes, you don't notice, like it doesn't have that jarring effect that you experience in some movies where you can tell they could not think of a way to cut out to just cut the action scene. Like they could not think of a way to get into this action scene, so everything seems to be abrupt. There's dialogue, and then there is explosion, and now we're back to dialogue, and none of that shit makes any sense. In this world, it's seamless. It is seamless, and the action is gruesome. You get a real world front seat portrayal of what indestructible metal claws will do to the human body. If you haven't seen it, that's all I have to say about those metal claws. You feel it. When those things come out, you feel the pain, along with Logan, when those things shoot out of his hands. And when they go through someone's skull, torso, you feel it because he punches those claws through another person's head with such force. It's like a pumpkin exploding. It's like a fucking watermelon getting sliced in half. You feel it. You almost hate it when dudes pick a fight with him in this movie. It's like you hate it because you know that Logan, again, when he's pushed, when those blades come out, I mean, he hits you with so much force. Now, I compared this to Fury Road in many aspects, but another movie that this movie is reminiscent of is the first two Terminator movies. in terms of grit. There is one more character in this movie that makes it reminiscent. I'm not gonna say it because this is not my spoiler review. I actually do not do spoiler reviews because I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, this movie has been out going, it's been almost a week now. So if you, I guess I could do one because if you're not really a fan of the Marvel Universe or the X-Men movies, then after about a week, I mean, why not? Let's just go ahead and do a spoiler review. But at this point, I'm already 5 minutes in, so I'm not gonna start ruining shit because I'm like going on 6 minutes into this review. Let's see. Caliban, the mutant tracker. Love the character. Did not know too much about that character. I don't even know too much about Old Man Logan, the comic book run, but Caliban, I don't know if he was one of the characters in Old Man Logan, but I like the character. I like the actor's portrayal of the character. Loved it. Let me see. The girl, who was X23, X24, it kicks ass. When I first saw her, I was a bit skeptical because, it's like seeing this little girl beat up these grown men. It's really hard for me to believe. It's hard to suspend belief, but at the same time, she's got. You already know from the reviews who this girl is, right? She's Logan. She has Logan's DNA. She's got his healing factor. She's got his claws. But I'll just stop there. She has his claws. When you see her fight, you will be surprised to see what else she can do in a fucking one-on-one battle. But that little girl fights with ferocity, more so than Logan. Old Man Logan, not Logan in his prime. Speaking of Logan in his prime, you will get to see Logan in his prime at some point. This was a good send-off to the character. I'm sure in a few more years they will reboot it. Someone else is going to be playing Wolverine or Logan. I just hope they wait a few years and not ruin it by coming out with some shit this year or next year. I mean, let it marinate. Let's let it marinate with the audience. Because people are going to be talking about this movie all this year. I mean, people are going to be renting this on DVD. I mean, just let it marinate. Like, don't rush. You have other characters in this universe. Showcase them. Deadpool is big right now. I can't wait till Deadpool Part 2 comes out. Yeah, all around this movie is great. It's gritty. It's a combination of the first two Terminators and Mad Max Fury Road. If you have any questions or comments, please subscribe to my channel. Post the questions and comments below. Until next time.